Hi, Vicki. So, yay, it's nice to be talking to you. I'm Bronwen and I'm here with Vicki. And we have created a program together called Finding Peace with Grief and Loss. And we thought we'd take an opportunity to have a chat really and let people know a little bit more about the program and also about us and our story. So Vicki, what's made you, what's happening with you? What's made you want to create this with me?
Well, it was interesting because I have always kind of, I guess, run in the opposite direction from wanting to even think about grief and loss. It's been, I would say, something that I probably have feared all my life. And I would have said it was, I feared death, like I feared that, but actually when I kind of looked more closely at it, I think it was a fear of loss, like of just losing somebody. And back in November, my dad passed. And so that fear had to be looked at, I guess, like it had to be stepped into. Or I say it had to be stepped into, but actually he lived in New Zealand. And so there was a big part of me that wanted to just run and hide from it, like ignore that it was happening, because I could stay here in the UK and not have to face it. And so I had kind of quite a, I don't know whether it was a dilemma, but just an experience of really wanting to just hide and just like pull the covers over my head and pretend it wasn't happening. But there was sort of something in me that knew that discomfort and that desire to run away was an invitation to actually step into it and to look at the truth of it and to look at the truth of loss and to look at the truth of grief. And so I took that invitation, I guess, and I went on an aeroplane with my sister over to New Zealand I think it was probably about 3 weeks before he actually died. And we spent 10 days there. And I guess there was something that transformed in my experience in that and in his actual passing. So we were, because of technology, we were actually able to be connected with him during the final days as well, through Zoom. And so me and my sister both sat in our separate houses on Zoom with him in his house in New Zealand, us in our houses in the UK. And it was just a really transformational experience, I guess. And what I saw, in a very brief synopsis, was that once again, the stories that my mind had created about loss and grief were not true, were not that actual reality. And by stepping into the sort of discomfort, by stepping into something that had felt so fearful, I had been so afraid of, because there was a big story that my mind had created about it, by actually being in it and seeing the truth of it, it was just another doorway, I guess, to see that the mind creates and it doesn't create reality. So I guess that, I wasn't able to really talk about it for a few months. I shared some of what was happening on Facebook in poetry that just sort of came through me, but I wasn't able to articulate the experience until a few weeks ago. And then when I articulated it to a group of lovely women that I was with, they helped me to see how helpful it was to talk about it. And so hence the idea for this program was kind of born. And then when I was thinking, who would I do that with? Immediately, you just were there, it was like, it would have to be Bronwen, because of the experiences that you've been through, which I'd love to cover, and we will do in a separate video, just to keep this nice and short.
But before we say goodbye, I love that. Thank you, Vicki. What is the one thing that you would love this program to, like, if there was one thing you think that it would have been helpful for you to have known, or that you think would be really helpful for people to know, what's that sort of, is there something you can kind of pin down?
Well, I guess it would be around being with the truth, being with the actual what is happening, or what is happening, rather than the ideas, the way the mind works is to like go into the future and into the past, and to hold on to things from the past, or to create stories about what's going to happen. And I guess what the experience has shown me is how healing the present is.
Yeah.
And so if there's one thing that I would really love people to see is that the made up nature of everything else apart from now.
Oh, I love that. And I love how that translates to, you know, because obviously loss isn't only about death and
No.
the loss of a physical of a person. It's the loss of anything, isn't it? Divorce, a health condition, anything where, exactly like you say, it's not sort of what we thought was going to happen, and it can be really hard to be present with that. And I think that's lovely. Yeah. Really excited to explore that with you and whoever joins us.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait.
So the link will be down below, but otherwise just message us if you want to find out anything else and have a chat, and hopefully see you on the program.
Yeah. Thanks, Bron.
Thanks, Vicki.
Bye.
Bye.